everyone. I hope and pray that you're doing well. It's Holy Week. I'm standing in front of my mock orange tree. I'll get to that in a minute. Maybe you're familiar with most of the days of Holy Week, things like, Good Friday and Easter Sunday, Maundy Thursday. But do you know about Fig Tuesday? It's really a thing. I'm not making it up. Fig Tuesday is called such because on Tuesday of Holy Week, Jesus is walking along and he sees a fig tree with leaves on it, and feeling hungry, he goes over to the tree to see if it has any fruit. Now, Mark makes a point in his gospel of telling us that it isn't yet the season for fruit. And we know that this event happened around Passover, which means it was, somewhere around March or April, this time of year like it is here. And fig trees would typically leaf out around March and not bear fruit until June. Kind of like cherry trees most years, that is if you live in Victoria. The point is that Jesus is looking for fruit on a tree which wasn't scheduled to bear fruit. Kind of like, if I started looking for oranges on my mock orange tree. So Jesus gets to the tree, he sees no fruit, and he curses the tree and he says, "May no one ever eat fruit from you again." And a day later, the tree is withered away right to the very roots. Now, I've got to be honest, I've always felt kind of sorry for that little tree. It was just sitting there by the side of the road, minding its own business. It wasn't the season to bear fruit. Isn't Jesus being a little unrealistic? What does he expect of this, this poor little ordinary fig tree? I think it's safe to say that Jesus expects the exact same thing that he expects of his disciples. The exact same thing he expects of us. To bear fruit. We've got a million reasons why it isn't the right season for us to bear fruit. I'm too young. I'm too old. I'm too confused. I'm too angry. I'm too busy. I'm too tired. I'm too sad. I'm too content. But Jesus always looks for fruit, even on trees that aren't scheduled to bear fruit. Now, this week, should we focus our attention on Jesus' joyful resurrection this Holy Week? Absolutely. But Fig Tuesday also reminds us to pay attention to something else, namely bearing fruit, to fruitfulness, because that's a pretty big part of the message of Jesus as well. Paul talks about it. He talks about the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. These are the fruit of the Spirit, right? Now here's, I think, a helpful connection with the fig tree this Fig Tuesday, because fruitfulness is defined by Christ himself in John 15. This is what he says: "Remain in me, and I will remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If a person remains in me and I in them, they will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing." Fruitfulness happens when we reach out with hope and courage and confidence from this anchored place of Christ's love and acceptance. May you bear fruit this Fig Tuesday and every day. The peace of Christ be with you all.